Welcome guys to another episode of Match Report, and in this one I'm going to be talking about the Reds' latest match against Chelsea away in the Barclays Premier League, and it took place on the 28th of October 2012. So as you know, Chelsea were leading us by 4 points going into this match, and so it was vital for the Reds not to concede any more points, in considering for the title race, because even though it's very early on in the season, with the team of Chelsea quality and also Man City, it was very difficult for us not to lose touch with those teams and stay in there until the turn of the new year. And after the new year, we always get a run of games where we play very well and then keep up our form, and hopefully going into the the business end of the season, we'll be up there and challenging for the title once again. So it was a very tense game and tense atmosphere going into the match, and there was a bit of comprehension as well from both sides, expecting what to expect from each other. United hasn't played very well, or hasn't hit our peak of our form this summer or season yet, and Chelsea has been playing very well, especially with the trio of Hazard, Mata and Oscar, forming a very good attacking lineup that a lot of teams will be fearing. And I think Sir Alex had to be aware of the the formation and system they were playing. So in considering his selection was very bold. He went and revert back to the normal 4-4-2 or 4-4-1-1 if you like, with the two wingers of Valencia and Young. Young making his first competitive appearance back for over I think 2 months since the Fulham game, so it's been a long awaited, and he actually played very well today. Two wingers and the attack of Rooney and Van Persie. The defence is the same, and David De Gea maintaining his place even though Anders Lindegaard was back on the bench. So it was a blistering start from United. They came out of the traps exceptionally well, in contrast to the other matches we've been seeing from the Reds, where we've been very sloppy in the first 10-15 minutes, and this time it was the complete reversal, and we made Chelsea pay for their slipping concentration. And Ashley Cole didn't cover himself in glory in the first goal. Simple interception 4 minutes in from Rio Ferdinand, broke to Rooney, who played it into Young. And then Young then placed it back to Rooney on the right hand side of the penalty box, who cut it in back to Van Persie, struck the ball sweetly with his right foot off the post, and then there's a bit of pinball in there, hit of David Luiz, and went in. And that was a lucky goal, I guess, from United's point of view, because Luiz didn't have any he couldn't do anything. Hit very hard by Van Persie, bounced straight off the post, and just bounced off Luiz into the net. So in fairness, we had a break there, but the counter-attacking play that we showed was really good. And Van Persie, he's a world-class striker who will make other teams pay when he is presented with a chance as good as that. And Young playing very well with Rooney there. The link-up was really nice, and Van Persie again, different class in comparison to his finishing. And then we broke again on the 12th minute. This time, Raphael coming out of the box after a little deft chip by Rufen, and to release him, place it over Antonio Valencia. Ashley Cole again was left for dead because he was a bit hesitant in whether to stick with Valencia or go and challenge Raphael. He did neither. So Valencia down the right hand side, drilled a great ball into the box. Anyone who has the technique to finish it, and it obviously was Van Persie. Right foot shot again. Czech didn't have a chance. Van Persie just redirecting the ball really well, using pace off the ball to direct it into the net and giving Czech no chance. So we were 2-0 up with within the first 12 minutes, and it was a really great start from the Reds. Up to then, we were really comfortable defending as a unit. The midfield three of Rooney, cleverly, and Carrick working their socks off to maintain like the compact shape that Alex has demanded from the Reds, and it worked well. But in fairness to Chelsea, they came back at us, and with the trio of Mata, Hazard and Oscar dictating play, it was we were hanging on there for the last 15 minutes of the match. De Gea made a great save from Luis from the corner, from a free kick, a dipping shot that he saved with his feet. A bit unorthodox, but again, you just have to get anything on there to get it away when you're a goalkeeper, to do anything to get the ball away, and that's your main target, and he did that. Again, Chelsea created a lot of chances, and we kept it out. De Gea putting in a couple great saves, and it took to the 44th minute, just before half time, a really bad time to lose a goal, and it was a Mata free kick, almost exactly the same position as the one that De Gea made a great save from, but this time when he was trying to look for the ball, Mata placed the ball on end of a corner back where he was standing, and he couldn't get back in time. Gary Neville said that it was De Gea's fault, and I guess it is, because that's the place where the goalkeeper should have been defending that that near post where he was standing. But De Gea, he kind of tried to look for it, and unfortunately Mata free kick was really well played, and he couldn't get back. So in fairness, it was a great finish, but De Gea might have looked back at that and might be disappointed with his positioning. But going to half time, the Reds leads 2-1, and there had to be a lot of optimism that the Reds can break their 10-year duck at a bridge. However, Chelsea continue with their dominant within the second half, and on the 53rd minute they drew level through Ramirez, and it was first of all, it was a great ball from Oscar over the top to Mata, who put it back in the middle, well defended by Rio Ferdinand, heading it over, and then Oscar again placing over Ramirez. It was kind of like a bad goal to give away, because back in the middle, Tom Cleverley was the only one jumping with Ramirez. Maybe that's the presence of Vidic might have been felt there, and fair play to Ramirez. The header was powerfully headed downwards, and De Gea didn't have any chance, but I could have felt maybe with a higher right back there in place of Raphael, through no fault of his own, obviously, Smalling or Jones might have given Ramirez a better challenge, and we could have avoided that goal given. But again, Chelsea were a bit dominant, and we were hanging on a bit, to say the least. I think with the attacking trio Chelsea started to dictate play. We did look a bit ropey at the back, but again we showed our character and came through with that. And then after that, when it was 2-2, it was really unpredictable to say which way the match was going to go. So it was up to the balance, but the pendulum swung in our favour. Van Persie with a great turn plays Ashley Young through the middle, and then who was going to go one-on-one with Cech, but Ivanovic, who was the covering right back, ran across him, clipped his heel. It was on a dive from Ashley Young, clipped his heel. Actually there was a lot of contact. He went down, and Mark Kattenberg gave him a red card. It was it was not a harsh red card, but a lot of Chelsea fans would feel disheartened, because Ashley Young, it was through, and I guess by the rule of the book it was a red card. And then after that, Sir Alex, sensing blood, took Tom Cleverley off and put on Chicharito, who give us a lot of pace and finishing ability inside that 6-yard box. Again, but Chelsea struck by another red card, this time to Fernando Torres, who leading up to red card, he nutmeg Johnny Evans, and then Johnny Evans swung his boot through because of trying to get the ball, but it was a bit late. Caught Torres, and then Torres went over quite easily, and Mark Kattenberg didn't see the contact and thought Torres dived, and then for a yellow card for simulation you get a red card. So Chelsea was down to 9 men, so it was the Reds' time to break that 10-year duck, and surely we did that on the 75th minute. It was a scramble really. Van Persie played in by a great ball from Michael Carrick. Hit the shot, but Cech done a magnificent save, got back on the line, hooked it away. Raphael landed to him. He basically just dragged his shot, just hitting into the goal mouth as hard as he could. Then who was there? Chicharito, the man he brought on for that kind of finish, done really well, turning his flick. And it was a reminiscent of, if any of you guys remember, of the Carlos Tevez goal at Anfield a couple of years back when Rooney, from a corner, hit into the box, and he flicked it with his right foot into the top of the net. Really deft finish, and it shows a great sign of a poacher and a goal scorer. When you are in that position, you are able to sort out your feet that quickly. And when they went to down to 9 men, to fairness, Chelsea did come back a little bit, but we had a lot of the ball and they couldn't create any meaningful chances. So that was it. It was 3-2 to the Reds, and that gave us all 3 points, and now we're only trailing Chelsea by 1 point, with City on the same amount of points. So it's very tight at the top, and I think it's still going to come down to us or City at the end of the season. But Chelsea has shown that they have the attacking prowess to trouble any team in the Premier League, so they're going to be up there at the end as well. But in my opinion, I still think it's City that we need to see off before claiming, the title or anything like that. Van Persie done really well again. His finishing ability was really great. Chicharito, we all know about his poacher instincts, always in the box and comes alive in the 6-yard box. De Gea played really well, couple magnificent saves, especially from Torres, header in the back post. His save, was one-handed save, clawed it away. I don't know how he got that away, but fair credit to him. The only doubt from his game today was the free kick. Perhaps he could have done a bit better. But again, it was a really great strike from Juan Mata to, put it past him. But again, really good result for the Reds. Hopefully, we'll go back at the Bridge on Wednesday in the Capital One Cup with a couple more youngsters and, get another win there to progress in that competition. But overall, is like I said, a great win, and hopefully we'll build on this, run of successive wins and go on to be, league leaders very soon. So, if you like this video, guys, please rate, comment below on who was your man of the match, what do you think of the red cards, and how did you guys rate De Gea's performance today. So again, leave a comment below on any of those topics, and more importantly, please subscribe to this channel for more content like this. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.